What's this? Steps of decision making process. One is identify the problem. Right. The decision making process involves the following steps. What are they? Identifying the problem. Read the case study as I read you, as I have given you in the previous example, given in the question carefully. First of all, what is the case study I have given? You have to read it very carefully. And to develop, why we should read? To develop a clear picture of the problem. Now, when the problem is there, you have to develop a clear picture. You should understand, and that needs to be resolved. So, this problem you have to solve. It should be resolved. So, for that, first you have to get a clear picture of the problem. And how you will get? When the case study is read for several times, right? Now, try to look at every dimension of the problem. There may be a lot of dimensions for each and every problem. You go through all the dimensions of the problem, which may not be directly mentioned in the case study. So, in this case study, it may not be mentioned. So, it's your knowledge and prudence that will help you to identify the various dimensions of the problem. So, you have to apply your knowledge, you have to apply your experiences, and you have to apply your prudence that will help you to identify the various dimensions of the problem, and then you have to, this is the first step of decision making process, this identifying the problem. Right. Now the second time is identify most of the alternatives. Right. Every problem may not be resolved by the one and the same course. So, there are a lot of problems given for you, and every problem may not be resolved by the one and the same course. Only with one option you can't solve it. How? Instead it may need some other or by various courses of action to be resolved. So, a lot of factors may be indulged, lot of factors may be taken into consideration. So, how is it possible then? A careful examination of different possible courses. What are the different possible options? What are the different possible course of actions you have to take? You have to make a clear cut picture. You have to carefully examine, and after that, a careful examination of different possible courses or alternatives is therefore a complex process, particularly in the world of today. It is really complex, which implies a detailed analysis of so many variables. And so make sure to take into account every possible alternative that you can think of. So, my dear students, you have to make sure that every possible alternative you can think of, it should be taken into account. Now, the third step is analyze each alternative. Right. Now, develop the criteria on the basis of which the alternative is to be made. You have to develop that particular criteria. So, where this alternative is to be made, on what basis this alternative depends. So, that you should develop that criteria. Once you have developed that criteria, analyze the pros and cons of each alternative option one by one. And now, with respect to your criteria for selection, analyze the implications of each alternative and find out which alternative will solve the problem that you have identified in step 1. And analyzing each alternative. The third one is removing the unsuitable alternatives. The fourth one is remove the suitable alternatives, right? And the fifth one is make the decision. Make the decision. Now, after having analyzed each alternative one after the other, after having analyzed each alternative one, what we have taken, the alternatives given, 4 alternatives are there, we have observed 2 alternatives and the 2 are left. After having analyzed each alternative one after the other, the next step is to remove all those alternatives or options which fail to meet your criteria. So that particular options which are irrelevant, which are given, they should be removed, and which are not meeting to our criteria. And those ones which have negative consequences. So when the negative consequences are there, we have to remove them. And this is to narrow down your choice to 2 or 3 optional alternatives. So this will lessen your alternatives and it will lessen your stress, your job, your work, and 2 to 3 the other remaining 2 to 3 options you can work. So now making the decision. What is this? Now rank the selected alternatives or options in order of your preference with respect to the desired result. Now the desired result is there, and before that you rank them, you mark them, all the alternatives, options in order of your preference with respect to the desired result. Try to follow a rational approach, striking a balance between humanitarian and the rational aspects while ranking the various alternatives. Now choose the best option and make the final decision. So this is how you have to find out. Now decision making skills. So now you have to take, say, suppose if I keep on going the theory, you may not be understanding, and we will take on decision making problem. What that is, Mr. Ranjan is a higher level manager in a chemical industry. Now I'll take an example. So what's this? Mr. Ranjan is a higher level manager, right? In a chemical industry. Is working in chemical industry as a higher level manager, right? He is informed that there is a problem in an effluent treatment plant. As a chemical engineer, he has to go and he has to resolve this problem in the treatment plant. Some problem is there, right? Because of this problem, a large portion of untreated water is admixing with the drainage system of the city municipality. Because of this problem, what is happening? A large portion of untreated water will be left. And this untreated water, what is happening is it is mixing in the drainage system of the city municipality, right? In this regard, Mr. Ranjan has to take a decision. Now this higher level manager has to take a decision. Which one of the following options he has to select? So he has 4 options in his hands. The first option is let it go as it is not creating problem in his plant. Now he has to think about his own plant. There is no disturbance in his plant. His untreated water is going into the drainage system of the city municipality. Let it go. How it is affecting my plant? So it is. So keeping silent is one option. And the second is in informing the MD managing director and relieve himself from the decision making. So he has to escape from the burden of taking this decision making. So he has to inform his higher authorities, that is his managing director, and getting relieved from the problem, getting escaped from the problem, decision making. Okay, next. The third option is order the plant to shut down for a temporary period in order to fix the problem. Right. He has to order the entire industry, entire plant to stop for a few days and to shut down for a temporary period like 6 hours or 8 hours or 1 day, and in order to fix the problem. He has to resolve the problem. Right. And next, the fourth option is inform the city municipality to treat the drained water. Now, he has the fourth option in his hand is informing the city municipality to treat the drained water. Now, these are the four options. Now, which option is good? Which option is the appropriate or the accurate answer? It depends on the intellectuality of the senior level manager, Mr. Ranchi. Right. The right answer is to shut down the plant for temporary period and to fix the problem. This is the right and the appropriate answer. How? This conceptual skill are required to solve this type of situation or question. Conceptual knowledge is important. He cannot let it go as untreated effluent has potentiality to spread diseases and also can contaminate the potable water pipelines. What happens if this untreated water goes from his plant? It is mixing in the city municipality pipes. Okay, and this untreated water will definitely spread diseases and also can contaminate the potable water pipelines. It will pollute. It will increase the contamination of this water. So this is the second option. Second reason why he has taken this decision. He should not relieve himself from his duty. Rather, he is expected to play an active role as a senior level manager. He has to play a very active role and he should not escape from the duty. So, he should not relieve himself. So, the other option is crossed out. We don't select that option. As delay in treating effluent would create a problem for the city dweller. If you delay in treating this effluent water, would create problem for the city dweller. All the people who are living in the city, they have to face lot of problems with this problem. So option C is the right decision here. So in this way, we have to resolve the problem. We have to take the correct option, appropriate option. And I will give you an illustration, second illustration. You have been posted in a rural area as an administrative officer, alright? In a rural area, in a village, rural area, and your post is administrative officer. Right. What happens there? You learn that the ratio of girls to boys in that particular village is very low. Girls is to boys is less. So, on probing further, you are shocked to learn that every time a girl child is born, she is killed by the family members themselves. Here, you have a problem. We made wide research, we went through probing. And on probing, what happened? Every family itself, family members itself, they are killing the girl child. So, this ratio of girls to boys is less. That's why the girls is less ratio. Suppose 10 boys are there, only single girl is there. When we compare with the girls to boys, it is very less. The reason is this, right? All this is done very secretly, and hence nobody has been caught. So this has been done very secretly, and nobody has been caught. You would now what? Four options are there. What we have to do? Call for a meeting with the villages. We have to call all the villagers, and we have to put a meeting and explain to them the value of the girl child and request them to stop such a brutal act. So we have to explain that the girl life is very valuable, and then you have to request to stop such a brutal act. You have to eradicate that. That's the first option you have to available. And next, the second one is set up a team. You have to install one team. You have to set up one team to track such activities. You have to track where the activities are going on and announce to the villagers that strict legal action will be taken against any person who is caught. And we should tell to the villagers that such type of brutal activities will not be entertained, and it is highly legal action, and we have to initiate legality in that, and we will take action against any person who does such activities. So this is the second step. And the third one is arrange for schemes which will provide financial assistance. See, to parents of the girl child for her upbringing, so that parents are encouraged to let the child live. We have to give sanction padakal. We have to give them welfare activities. So arrange for schemes. You arrange some schemes. As you're the administrative officer, you have all the powers and rights. And to parents of the girl child for her upbringing, and that girl should be brought up easily, so that the parents are encouraged to let the child live happily, right? And the fourth option is accept things as they are. Now you accept as it is. Since the entire village supports the kind of an act, and you alone will not be able to prevent such things from happening. So accept things as they are. Since the entire village supports this kind of an act, and you alone will not be able to prevent such things from happening. See, we alone cannot reform the society, but still we can do something. So this administrative officer cannot alone prevent all such brutal activities. So he has to accept the things as it is, and the entire village supports. When the entire village is supporting what he can do. So these are the four options. And the right answer is, my dear students, guess it, setting up the team. Say, set up a team to track such activities and announce to the villagers that strict legal action will be taken against any person who is caught. This is the right answer, which will be given a mark. So what is the logic behind it? As an administrative officer, first of all, you are required to find out the problems and reasons behind why villagers have been murdering the girl child. So it is your duty as an administrative officer. You have to find out what are the problems and reasons why these villagers are murdering the girl child, why they are killing this girl child. After that, you are required to identify the alternatives to solve this problem, like whether you require a team or you alone, or you would like to call for a meeting, etc. Among all the alternatives, select the best and remove unsuitable option. And to tackle this problem, an administrator requires to set up a team for tracking such activities and announce to the villagers that strict legal action will be taken against any person who has been indulged in this act. Hence, this option B is best suitable answer. This is how you have to solve the problems. You have to take the decision making. In a nutshell, I will tell you the decision making skills. So these skills are used by the administrator when he or she holds a high position in administration. He or she. The higher a person moves up in the hierarchy, the greater his responsibility increases. So, as you move up in the hierarchy, the greater will your responsibility will be increasing. What are the basic skills? To make basic skills. To make effective decision making, the three basic skills required are as under. What is this? The technical skills. Technical skills. It is the administrator's understanding on the nature of work that people under him have to perform. So you are the administrator and your understanding on the nature of work, you know the nature of work, and that people under him, under you have to perform. It refers to a person's knowledge and proficiency in the available type of process or technique. It represents its ability to work with the resources in a particular area. This is the basic requirement of decision making process. Some examples are as under. I will give you some examples. A surgeon must know how to do a surgery. Without knowing how to do a surgery, how can a doctor, how can a surgeon perform a surgery? So, like that, an accountant must know how to maintain accounts. He has to know how to maintain accounts. And a programmer must know how to develop programs. A teacher must know how to teach. So, these are the examples. And next one is the interpersonal skills. So, what is this? This is the ability of a person to convince others. You have to convince others. And to make decisions keeping in mind the ethics and the social welfare of the community. Honesty, truthfulness, courage, patience, etc. are some basic human skills that are required for effective decision making. So, these are the internal personal skills. And the last one is the conceptual skills. What are they? It is the ability of a person to take a broad and far-sighted view. So, it is the ability of a person to take a broad and far-sighted view. You have to foresee the things. It is the ability to visualize the relationship between the individual, business, to industry, the community and the political, social and economic forces of the nation as a whole. So in short, this conceptual skill is the ability to conceptualize the environment. You have to know what is the environment. And the organization and his own job. So that he can make effective decisions for the organizations, for the society, for himself and for his team. So this skill increases with the experiences gradually. Thank you, friends. So we and this decision making skills and then this reasoning, we are conducting the online classes. So where students can join for civil services and for banking exams and for all this railway exams and all. So you can utilize our services, you can utilize our rich and varied experience and make your goal successful. You can come out with flying colors and you can procure a job. Thank you.